Hello, my friends, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to Miskatonic Monday, where I introduce you to a new game demo, give you highlights through my playthrough, as well as my thoughts and opinion on whether I think you should give this game a shot yourself. Today, we'll be exploring the demo for Tormenture. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so as you can likely hear, this game definitely has some music. This is the music you're hearing is for Tormenture, which is the game we are going to play the demo of. First, I want to go ahead and, give the overview of what the game is. Tormenture is a cursed horror game inside another game set on the 80s. I believe they mean in the 80s. Tormenture is a psychological horror game that takes players on a dark and immersive journey, complete with a shocking twist. In Tormenture, you step into the role of a young child drawn by rumors of a cursed 8-bit horror game. According to legend, the developers of this game made a pact with the devil to achieve eternal life, triggering terrifying consequences. Alone in the dark, you confront eerie, mind-bending paranormal events as you dive deeper into a game that blurs the boundaries between nightmare and reality. To unravel the game's mysteries and avoid getting trapped within it, you must locate and gather 4 sacred relics, guiding you north across a sprawling map filled with complex puzzles, some of which bridge the line between the virtual and real worlds. But beware, for some creatures may break free from the screen and haunt the shadows of your own reality. Tormenture is inspired by classic horror games featuring nostalgic mechanics and controls in fully immersive 3D environment. It is truly a game within a game, designed to keep you questioning what's real and what's not. So there you go. Now we'll go ahead and try said game within a game. To start with, of course, you have the options. When you go to get into starting the game, it can seem a little confusing if you're playing with the keyboard and the mouse, mostly because the mouse doesn't work at the very beginning. I went and double checked that on the Steam page. Now, for me on my end, I did find the music kind of loud, but that could just be my ears are sometimes a little sensitive. So it might be fine for you. I'm also wearing headphones, so there's that to go with it. Starting the game, you get an interesting little flash of a missing poster, and then it cuts directly to snow and immediately boots up a game. Now, for those of you who have never played an old game, when I say old, I'm talking Commodore 64, Atari, something literally back from the 1980s, because as the game said, it is set in the 1980s. You'll notice that there's some tearing on the screen. I believe there is the ability to turn that off, and I will cut in a few seconds of gameplay without it so that you can see the difference. I know that for some people that could get quite irritating. For me, it was actually quite nostalgic. Now, part of why I say this is nostalgic is the old-fashioned kind of sound effects, along with the appearance. You really don't get this kind of thing in modern gaming at all. Played plenty of games like this when I was little. Ow! What's this? Don't suppose you heal me. Where is my finger? Oh, ring. Where is my ring? It's right there on the screen. With Veilguard recently released, there's a lot of talk about puzzles and their oversimplicity. What is amusing is that this game can be so simple yet so puzzly at the same time. Yes, the puzzles are very straight ahead, but if you haven't played this kind of game in a while, it's kind of hard to remember exactly what kind of clues you should be looking for. And I will say this game has a good bit of those sorts of context clues that you have to watch for. It gets even more involved as you progress through. There are some really great little bits. You'll see in a moment where it actually takes that game within a game change for you. Now I walked right into it. Oh, hey, cool. Ooh, nice little flip there. And it is actually a really good transition that they've managed to put in here. Not quite a jump scare, but something that makes you go kind of, oh, that's interesting. And then, of course, you look around the room, and the absolute difference in the graphics between the 8-bit graphic game that you were just playing within the game you're playing, and that you now realize, oh, I'm no longer in the game. I am now in my body, or what's supposed to be the body in the game that you're playing outside of the game that you're playing in the game. I'm sorry. I know that made probably very little sense, but I really wanted to say it that way. The room has a lot of interesting little knickknacks and things to pick up, things that if you were born in the 80s, or even if your parents kept toys from their own childhood, you will recognize the speak and spell, the little phone, a cassette tape recorder. They even have a game of Guess Who set up on the floor. And it's really kind of interesting to go through. This is an amazing recreation of a video game booklet that you would have found with a game in the 80s. If I had a complaint at this moment, it would mostly be that there's this very repetitive sound coming from the game system that I should have explored earlier, but that's kind of my own fault. As you'll see in a moment, when you turn it off, not only do you get relief from that noise, but you also get to relive one of those great moments that we used to have as youth with our little game cartridges. Oh, thank God that noise is gone. No, I didn't want to put it back in there. For those of you who may be too young to remember what that was blowing into a game cartridge to get it to work right again. Tormenture Express Video Games. $225.82. 10 days after my birthday. Subtotal $6. Tax 66 cents. Total $6.66. Amount paid $7. Amount due 34 cents. Interesting. From here, you'll see a number of things that especially older gamers will remember. Actually needing to do something like take notes and make your own maps in a notebook, for example. Even the game itself actually recommends that you take notes. Though I will be honest, I don't remember any games in the 80s really doing that. I think it was basically just assumed that you would do that on your own, or you would just screw yourself over. But at the same time, I can understand why they did it in this game, since it actually goes into then explain how you switch between the game and your notes on the fly while playing the game. At this point, you start to notice some other things, such as the various notes at the end of the instruction book, which we kind of glossed over. They have some comments and they pull off a few really interesting ideas. I don't want to spoil everything in the demo, since if people decide to play the game, I'm not sure how much of this is actually in the game itself, and I don't want to spoil too much of the game for them if they decide to purchase it. But I will show one really cute interaction I found through the game that's I think that most people should be reasonably able to figure it out. It's definitely more of a difficult puzzle than anything you will find in the Veilguard. Is that Disco Party? Oh. Ha! Well, that's clever. Woohoo, I opened the door. When it's all said and done, I do definitely believe that this is a game worth trying out, at the very least, worth playing the demo, just to see if it's got a good feel for you and something that you can get used to if you are someone who has played those old 80s styles games. I think it would be a lot of fun. The nostalgia hits hard. I know I've used the word a lot in this game, but at the same time, it's not just dangling those keys in front of you. With the game inside a game concept, they definitely give you a good extra layer so that you've got your nostalgia, but you're doing something new at the same time. So I'm going to have to say I recommend this game. I recommend you put it on your wish list, or that you go ahead and just buy it for yourself and play it. With that all wrapped up, I would like to hear what your thoughts on the game are down in the comments. I need to thank everybody for being here as always. If you'd like to support the channel, absolutely please consider becoming a member. You can find that link in the description down below. Membership is absolutely not expected. It is, however, deeply appreciated, even though I appreciate anybody who spends any amount of time listening to me whatsoever. To thank those of you who are members on the channel, they are DX Machina NZ, Emperor Doomsday, Snake Oil Sean, Schmitted Almugo, Green-Haired Anti-Liberal, Narrator 45, Felix, Stormborn, Aramis, and Corrine Ponder. Thank you guys so much for being members here on the channel, and I have to give a very special thanks to Silver over on Ko-Fi. If you don't want to give money through YouTube, you can absolutely use that option instead. That is also down in the description if you prefer. For those of you who maybe aren't looking to do that kind of support, there is also a Throne wish list, kind of just filled with random things. But any support is more than appreciated, and honestly, the fact that you guys spend your most valuable commodity, time, here with me means the world. But please let me know if you found this game interesting, if you decided to download the demo, or if you decided to play the game itself. I would love to hear from you down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you really liked it, you can feel free to share it around, and I will catch you later.